Welcome to Forensic Friday,
where we examine the intersection of true crime, psychology, and the heart of being human in the middle of it all. All right, so we are on borrowed time.
well, now we're not.
Gray is in the chat. She is in the chat with us.
She is
and
chilling.
I have to get home to feed a golden retriever
Yes.
before too long.
We are going to figure this out, girl.
So we're going to bust it out. Well, I'm really excited to do this case because I saw something on TikTok about this teacher. Her name is Hannah Freeman. 27-year-old teacher from Ohio. And she was arrested in November of 2024 and accused of following her ex-boyfriend to work at least 33 times over 19 days, all kind of in a 1-month span.
Wow.
She was accused of stealing $1,100 worth of his stuff, including his wallet, 2 computers, and 2 backpacks when she broke into his car.
Full send.
So during sentencing, what happened was she burst into tears because she got 18 months of probation.
Oh, gosh.
7 days of jail time. It was like work release jail. Like,
that's ridiculous.
Kind of almost an in-house situation.
Burst into tears for that?
Yes. And GPS for the first 90 days, which fair. And then no contact with his ex. In exchange for this plea deal, 3 of her felonies were thrown out and other charges were reduced.
Wow. She lucked out.
Best part of this little court scenario, though, okay, I want you to picture this.
Okay.
The attorney tried to get rid of the plea after and as the judge is talking about the sentencing.
Oh, wow.
So basically, the attorney said, that's not what we discussed.
Okay.
The judge said, your bad practice is not my problem.
Oh.
Damn, right?
That's spicy.
So basically, this situation got me thinking about stalking. I know we've already done some episodes on stalking because it's a pretty common thing. It's something we see a lot in our work.
Yeah.
Right? So then I got on Netflix and I was looking for a new thing to watch, right? And I run into Stalking Samantha.
Ooh.
Have you seen this on Netflix? Girl. It got my heart. Stalking Samantha.
Okay.
It got my heart beating real fast.
Girl, you ain't gonna stalk no one when you're older.
No, and no one's gonna stalk you.
Yeah, well, I'll kill him.
I'm in the ground. We're not actually.
I will unalive them.
We're not gonna say any of that now. That could be used against us later.
Oh, gosh.
But it wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good to mess with baby Gray. So the show's called Stalking Samantha: 13 Years of Terror. And when I tell you this is one of my favorite survivor stories I think I've ever seen.
Okay.
So basically 2011, Samantha is in college and she's basically in this Christian group ministry. So this is going to get into some of the Christian weirdness, which we're experts in. So that's helpful. This man joined this Christian community kind of ministry. He was about 8 years older than Samantha. And Samantha was just kind and approachable, which when people join your new groups, that's what we try to do, right? We try to be nice. We want to be welcoming.
Yes, we want to. Yes, exactly.
And
that's that culture too.
Well, yeah, I don't know if some of our listeners probably have been in ministry, some of our listeners haven't, but that's kind of the whole deal.
Exactly.
Is you want to be welcoming. You want people to feel like they have found a community.
You want to be nice.
Yes. And it's actually, I mean, you've run small groups. I've run small groups. It's actually really challenging when someone strange joins because you don't really know what to do with them.
Right.
So this man was pretty overweight, kind of awkward, kind of, I think, bald with red hair.
Okay.
Stood out a little, but was quiet and just socially just kind of couldn't get with the program. Well, he gets a little interested in Sam, asks her to go to a Red Wings game, starts kind of pursuing seeing her alone. She's kind, but says, no, I'm not interested because she wasn't interested. He, I think, stayed pretty tangentially involved in this ministry. She stayed involved with these people. A few years later, she's getting close to graduating. She's 20, 21 years old.
Okay.
through the years, he'd been in touch and I think had kind of texted her things now and again,
Sure.
but nothing on it.
Sure.
Never even went on a date. Never
Okay.
even went on a date. So March of 2014, when Sam's like almost 21, he showed up to her campus job with flowers and told her, I heard your grandpa passed away.
Oh.
And she basically tells him, hey, like, no. She told him. She wasn't, oh, thank you. That's so kind. She really was already kind of telling him,
She was direct.
please leave me alone. Yes. She did not leave this open for interpretation. She was
Perfect.
direct.
Okay.
So then I don't know if it was that night or the next night. She was at a bus stop in town, kind of in the evening, and he showed up and wanted to have a closure conversation. And again, she's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Please leave me alone. So she's doing all the right things that way.
Right.
He created a nickname for her. He starts calling her Jelly Bean out of nowhere. It's not like they ever laughed about this in a group. He just decides that she's his little jelly bean.
Oh, that's creepy.
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
And he starts messaging her, and
It's
I
like
already
when a
know.
client said, good morning, sunshine. I was like,
you're not sunshine.
You have like another month of treatment now.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like, we're not doing that. Thank you. Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing.
So there was a message. There was kind of a line of messages that he would send her. And they were all kind of to the extent of, I've been praying and listening to God about you every day.
Oh, gosh.
I know. It's where Delulu meets religion.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like when they're like, I prayed about it and we're supposed to get married. And you're like, oh, I didn't hear the same.
I can't.
The Holy Spirit did not tell me the same thing.
Well, this is what's weird. I don't know why. Yeah, I do know why. I do know why. James Dobson died. I've been in a whole thing, Nat. I've been in a spiral. Focus on the family, Christian psychologist. So he died yesterday.
Oh, shoot.
I've been in a whole thing. I've been in a whole thing about it because I grew up in the Springs and so much of my upbringing.
Well, your high school was on that side.
Crossed paths with all of that stuff. Yeah. Now, my parents are not James Dobson enthusiasts. I was not disciplined using his discipline, thank God, because he's a hot garbage mess.
Oh, gosh.
Beat your children with belts.
Oh, yeah, no.
Name the belts so you can reference them in public. So much stuff now, so much stuff that I can't even repeat on here, but like, he wrote parenting books and there was all this trauma. So on TikTok, it's been this big thing because boomers versus millennials, some of the boomers are mourning his loss because he was one of the first people to really try to marry Christianity and psychology.
Okay.
Because he was a psychologist, but everything he recommended really
was insane.
It's pretty bad. And I've actually been in family sessions where we've had to like revisit some of the things that they did. That's all authoritarian. Your children need to fear you. I mean, that kind of thing. So
that's nuts.
When I was living with my parents, remember when my parents had those guys come live with them?
Yeah.
I was in middle school and they were like in their 20s. Still, some of my favorite years of my whole life was hanging out with them. They're the best.
Right.
There were women that, because Brad was involved on the worship team. He's an amazing singer. Eric's an amazing singer. Women would show up at our house and say God told them they were going to marry Brad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is a thing.
No, yeah. Did I ever tell you when my college boyfriend said that to me?
He did?
Well, he called me one time. He went on the world race, that mission trip.
Oh, yeah.
And he called me. This was when I moved to Pullman, Washington.
Yeah.
And he called me at it was like 5 a.m. my time because he was in Africa. And he was like, God told me that I need to finally tell you that I love you. We had broken up, like all that stuff. And I was like, bro, we dated for 4 years or like 3 years and you couldn't tell me you loved me then. So like, we're not doing this now.
No.
Don't tell me God told you.
Also,
God did not tell me the same thing.
This is an A-B conversation, okay?
Right.
I don't know why you know more about what God is saying.
About my life.
I do.
Right.
I hate that. And it's actually a very power and control-y thing. James Dobson set that up, though. That was something that he really probably would, well, I know this, was at the forefront of the I kiss dating goodbye.
Right.
This whole thing. It's like the man's the head of the household, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So if a man decides, hey, I'm supposed to marry you, then if somebody is prone to delusion, they could start to think God told them this about you.
Right.
And I think sick individuals are especially prone to believing this.
Right.
This was a bit of that. He just had all these ideas about how this was going to go. Okay.
Got it.
She said, hey, leave me alone at the bus stop. Then she saw him in the stands watching a women's frisbee game she was playing. And she starts downplaying it in her own head. She's like, I'm almost done with school. I don't want this to be a big thing. I'm just going to finish school and go home. She was from a smaller town. I'm going to go home and this will be over. So she just kind of set her sights on graduation. Now, a couple things to know about Sam. She is not a damsel. Sam is hilarious. She had a really dark sense of humor. She was very funny.
Fun.
She grew up in kind of a poor area.
The fact that you're saying was is sad.
It's not was.
Okay.
No, she's very much alive.
Okay.
No, and she's alive in the first 3 minutes. She lives.
Okay, perfect.
She lives. Perfect. No, but I mean, like, at this point in time, like, girl's not a damsel. She's not someone who makes a big deal out of things. She was very athletic.
Okay.
And she would give people a chance. She was really independent.
Yeah.
Came from kind of a poor background. So she worked and she was just a normal girl.
Good.
All through that time, when she saw him at Frisbee and all of that, he would still contact her. Or she'd go somewhere and she'd just see him randomly somewhere. And so she's having all of these experiences still, but he's not necessarily escalating.
Okay.
So in September of 2014, so this is now, I mean, we're talking now 3-4 years almost after she met him, 3 years after she met him, she decides she's going to take a ministry internship in Kansas City. She's so excited. She's getting all set up. She didn't have her dad in her life, and she had this father figure friend named Craig.
Okay.
Craig is awesome.
We love Craig.
Craig is awesome. Craig's like a dad to her. So 2 days before she's about to leave, she's riding around with Craig doing some errand stuff before she leaves. And she sees this red motorcycle behind their car, and it's Chris. Okay. And she gets pissed, and Craig was going to go confront him, but she said, no, I'm going to go talk to him. So she gets out and goes and talks to him and basically says, leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. Well, sure enough, he got into the same internship.
Oh, that's creepy.
So Craig decides, oh, no. We're not doing this. We're gonna do something.
Yeah. So
she sits down and talks with her friends. Her friends tell her, one of them, that they saw him leaving her apartment. So at some point he actually got into her apartment.
Oh, creepy.
I know.
Like inside, not just like the parking lot.
Yes, like inside.
Okay.
So now her friends, roommates freaked out. Everybody's saying, you got to do something. So she finally sits down and writes everything out.
Dang.
She writes it all out, the whole timeline of crazy. Though. Good for her. So she writes this whole history down and files it. And the judge in that county, and she's thinking...
files it with the police.
Files with the police for a personal protection order. So she didn't file criminal charges. So it wasn't charging stalking. It was a personal, what we would call civil protection order.
Right.
So the judge granted the longest protection order they'd ever done in this county, 6 years.
Wow.
And the family district judge understood the risk and said, she needs time. She needs time to live her life and not have him come around. Right? So life goes on. She goes to grad school and she becomes a social worker. She gets into private practice. Okay. So she's a therapist like us.
Yeah.
Gets into private practice and she starts a blog.
Okay.
So she's blogging. People are engaging with her blog.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
And she starts getting comments from somebody named Sarah Motts.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which,
Sarah,
this is Chris.
i.e. Chris.
This comes up later, but it's
Right.
Chris.
It's Chris.
Uh-huh.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes. So after grad school, she gets her practice. She goes back to Traverse City, which is one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
Traverse City, Michigan is one of my favorite places. She bought a house. She's doing housing projects. This is someone who bought her own house, for goodness sakes, right?
Right.
Her mom had passed away. So she doesn't have dad because dad wasn't in her life. Mom passes away. Her friends are her people, right? So she settles in. She finally takes a breath and she's renovating her home and gets in this adult soccer league. And she decides, I'm going to play soccer with my people. And she has great friends. Like you can just tell.
Like good people.
Good people who love her and want her to be okay.
Good.
So one day she's at soccer. And lo and behold, Christopher shows up at a soccer game.
Oh.
But he's not there as a spectator. He shows up as a player.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
On the same team or opposing team?
Opposing team.
Okay.
So she said, I didn't want to let my team down. I didn't want to just leave because he was there, which I'd be like,
I've been like, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
And I would have told the whole team, that dude's stalking me.
Listen,
I need to leave.
As tough as you and I are, we know enough about these kind of people. I'm out.
No, I'm not messing around.
I don't need to be tough. Nobody needs me that bad. I'm gone.
Right. I'm not messing around.
Yes. So September 18, 2020 is when this happened. So Samantha gets home and realizes the protection order expired.
So he was like counting down the days.
100%. And he did not contact her during that time. So remember 2014 is when she got the protection order. He did not contact her. Like she really was able to live her life. He didn't talk to her, whatever. So when he comes back for soccer, he's okay. He doesn't have to avoid her anymore.
Great.
And he's not technically talking to her. He's just showing up somewhere. So she did some really great things.
It's like next level obsession.
Next level.
Like this obsession. Is what, 7 years later? 6 years later?
This is 9 years after she first met him and he asked her out on the date.
Right. But how many years since she filed the
6.
Civil? Okay.
Because it was a 6-year civil protection order.
Got it.
Which that is very long. Our DV ones are usually a year or 2.
Right. And he's like stuck on this for 6 years.
So it was a lengthy protection order. And she had no reason to go back to court to renew it because she had no contact with him. So she takes some action. And these were smart things. These are things we would tell a client to do. She changes up her schedule a little bit, going early and late to places, changes where she parks. She contacted the soccer league. They would not kick him out because they didn't really have a reason to.
Shoot.
One day she went to soccer early and he caught sight of her car. She had her kayak on top of her car. So now he knows what she drives.
Oh, no.
Then she starts seeing him at grocery store, at the gym.
So he put a tracker on her car.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, no.
You're very smart. You have a DV brain. She keeps gaslighting herself because he now lives where she lives.
Right.
In Traverse City. So she keeps telling herself, well, he lives here. Like, I can't, what do I expect? There's one big grocery store, like I'm going to run into people.
Right.
So in 2022, 3 weeks before the incident happens, okay, and I'll come back to the incident, Sam and a friend, and this friend is sassy. This is like the Nat and Janine friend, okay? They went to a Pride event and they saw Chris leaning against a pole at this event, finishing a beer, and he's just watching her and he's looking right at her.
Creepy.
Really creepy, right? And they said, you know what, we need to leave. And Sam was like, I'm going to finish my beer. Like, I'm going to live my life. He can't show up and control what I do.
Right.
And she's getting worked up. Now, this is when survivors sometimes get worked up over the wrong things.
Yeah.
I understand where she's coming from. And her friend said, I was just heartbroken for her. I didn't want her to feel like she had to go home, but also it was uncomfortable.
Right. It's
creepy. So the friend convinces her to go home and they literally joke, we'll go to your rooftop deck, because she had a rooftop deck in her house. And that way we'll at least see him coming. If he comes.
Gosh. Oh, gosh.
So they're on the rooftop, and
It's like
sure
when
enough,
Preston was like, say flash flood.
Yep. Sometimes, like, if you joke about the thing may
The
actually
thing's
happen.
gonna happen.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So they go up to the rooftop, and sure enough, they see this jackass walking up and down the streets and walking in the neighborhood, right? Her friend goes down there.
Oh,
Her
no.
friend goes down there and basically it's like, you need to leave. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's what she told him. And she's yelling at him and everything else, which if you know Grand Rapids, well, Traverse City,
Right.
Grand Rapids is another like Christian-y kind of place.
Yeah.
That was intense. Like, that friend went down there and really tried to get him to leave. And he said, I'm not talking to Sam. I'm not talking to Sam. I haven't talked to Sam. Right. But he finally kind of backs away. Sam had 911 pulled up on her phone, but didn't hit dial because it didn't get to that point. And she goes, I'm like worried for my friend. Do I go down there? Do I not? Whatever.
Right.
So the friend starts really pushing for another protection order.
Okay.
And they're like, girl, you need a firearm. Well, Sam sleeps with a hatchet under her mattress.
Oh, gosh.
A hatchet. She said it was like, would cut you to the touch, like a really sharp hatchet, but still.
Jeez Louise.
Hatchet. Okay. On July 3rd, 2022, 2 weeks before the incident that we're going to spend time talking about.
Okay.
She was hanging out with a friend. One of her good friends came up to stay with her for the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And they all decide to go out to a beer. Well, he shows up at the bar. Sits right behind her at a table behind her with his phone. He's alone. And he's just sitting there. And finally, one of her male friends, who I really like this friend too, and he's featured in the documentary, goes up there and he goes, I got mad. I got really mad. And I'm calling him an asshole, calling him a piece of shit. And they start thinking there's no way he's showing up all of these places unless there's a tracker.
Mm-hmm.
So they went home and they searched her car top to bottom. They got up and underneath until it was dark out.
Wow.
They searched her car and they couldn't find a tracker.
Oh, no.
She decides, I'm going to try to get the protection order. Now my friends are involved. I need to just get something in writing.
This is turning into like it's taking up everyone's time at this point.
That's exactly right. And I think that, honestly, I think that's what put her over the top was her friends, which is true for a lot of survivors. So he hadn't spoken to her. So it was complicated to file this. And she talked to a friend of hers who's also like a deputy or an assistant district attorney, prosecutor, and got help with the paperwork, did the best she could to file, and attached the 6-year protection order to it so they could see, like, there's a long history of this.
Yeah.
They denied the protection order.
No. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
They said she lacked specific factors and referred to this as a complicated relationship.
She's like, what relationship, bro?
There's no relationship. So Sam said in the documentary, women have to fight so hard to be believed. And I wanted to get your take on that. It's on Netflix. It's so good.
What's it called?
Stalking Samantha.
Okay, I'll have to watch it.
13 Years of Terror is what it says.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And they have CCTV footage. I mean, you're watching some of this unfold. Some of it's like a little bit of a reenactment, but some of it's like...
Yeah.
Okay. So my question for you is, we hear so much about how everyone just believes women. Women can tell police anything and get a man arrested. Like, we hear this all the time from our male offenders. Mm-hmm. What's your take on this? What do you think it's really like to be a woman in the system with this kind of stuff?
Awful.
I think it's really hard. Yes. I think by the time it hits our level.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking history, bruises.
Well, and here's the thing.
All the things.
It's actually, and people are going to say you're wrong because I've never experienced this. So I don't actually like from experience know this, but I believe it is very hard to get arrested for domestic violence unless there is
I agree.
Actual proof.
I agree.
Like if someone, I don't know.
It's hard to get protection orders too.
It's hard to get protection orders. I just don't think, people are like, you touch someone and you could get arrested. That's not the case. It's not
true.
That's not the case.
No, and we actually know providers who've needed protection orders because of clients.
Yeah.
couple of the scariest stories I heard in grad school were stalking stories of therapists.
Yeah.
So October 7th rolls around. Okay. So that's 2 weeks after the last, 2 to 3 weeks after the last incident. She wakes up at 7 a.m. and she hears her floorboard creak.
Nope.
And she sees an unusual shadow under the door.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I would be so angry.
Yep. Because she knows. She knows.
Yeah, he's in her home.
He's in her home. So she is,
panicking.
Just as she decides to try to get the hatchet, he bursts through the door, jumps on top of her, and starts choking her.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She's struggling to breathe. She pretends to go unconscious, and she talks about her thought process. She's incredible, really. Her thought process was, I'm going to have to pretend. If I pretend to go unconscious, he'll stop.
Right.
So she literally pretended. She took a breath in and then went limp. Mm-hmm. He took basically a ball gag, put it in her mouth, and wrapped black tape, black like Gorilla Tape, that big thick duct tape, wrapped it around and around and around her mouth.
Okay.
Over her hair and everything, which would be so hard to get out of.
Right.
And then I believe he handcuffed. He bound her feet and her hands. Okay.
Jeez.
And he picks her up. And she basically tells him, if you want to rape me, just do it.
Right.
She's just just do it,
get it over with.
Mm-hmm. And she actually said that before he gagged her. But he said, I just want to talk to you.
So you strangle me and then you gag me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Write me a note, bro.
You just want to talk to me. You just want to talk to me. Okay. So then he carries her out, puts her in her own car, puts a bandana around her eyes so that she can't see what's happening. She's thinking to herself, this looks insane. It's 7 a.m. Someone's going to see me.
Yeah.
Surely someone's going to see me in this car and know I'm not okay. She knew her neighbors. If I saw some strange guy driving your car and you're in the passenger seat in a state like that, well,
I hope you'd hit the car.
Girl, I would do more than that. Okay. So she starts counting turns.
Okay. She's smart.
Genius. I would not be this put together. Can we just talk about this?
No, I'd be like, I'm dead.
I would be crying, snotty mess of a human.
Mm-hmm.
You know the TikToks where they show people being so insane that the kidnapper lets them go? That would be 100%. I'm going to annoy the shit out of you on the way out. So they come to something and she tilted her head down and she lifted her eyes so she could see just the teeniest bit. And she could see that there was almost like a garage door. He picks her up. He carries her through a couple of almost entrances. She heard a door open. And then he sets her on a soft surface and he takes the bandana off. She's in a room with soundproof patches on the wall.
Jesus.
Metal rings on the wall.
Oh, no.
Just rings that you would attach. Maybe,
cuffs or a...
But you would keep someone hostage, basically.
Okay.
But yes, also probably show up in BDSM, okay?
Yeah.
It's terrifying. And there's a mattress with bee sheets on it, little bee sheets and stuff. And he says, we're going to spend time together. You're going to be here for 2 weeks. And she looks around and there's a deck of cards. There's food, water.
He's trying to do the, what is that called? The
Stockholm Syndrome?
Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, yeah. And remember, God has told them they're going to be together.
Oh my gosh.
He hands her black pajamas to put on. She puts them on because she was sleeping in her underwear. She's
I hope God was like, this isn't what I meant. But I actually didn't say that.
I think God was feeling a lot of things in that moment. Not, this is true love. She put on the pajamas because she's thinking more covers are better.
Uh-huh.
And then he told her he planned to put her paddleboard on Lake Michigan to make it look like she drowned to keep her friends and family busy. Because she's like, people are going to be looking for me, bro. She immediately starts talking to him. He ripped the ball gag thing off pretty soon after he sets her down, and she immediately starts engaging him because she's thinking, what if he just leaves me here? You know?
Mm.
So she tries to keep herself very calm, and it's wild because you can see in the CCTV footage him showing up, pulling the car in at night, getting out in the daytime to go get something, like whole thing. So she tries to keep herself calm, and she said, I'm a social worker. I'm good at talking to people. And how many times have I said, my best chance to get out of a bad situation is if I can talk?
Yep, same.
I have always said this, you say this, which is why you and I are the ones who run out to the lobby if any weirdness is going on, because I just trust our ability to talk our way out of anything. Yeah. Well, that's basically what she did. So he sits down and he starts showing her the app on his phone, how he's been tracking not only her car, but her friends.
Oh, shoot.
He's had trackers.
What app?
I don't know.
And they said they didn't find trackers.
Well, there was the friends looking. So the friends looked it over, right? And didn't find it. And one of the things I wanted to tell the listeners is you can actually take your car like to a safe house and they will search it for you.
Yeah. Okay, so the friends just didn't know where to look.
The friends didn't know exactly where to look. I can tell you, look up under the bumpers.
Right.
Look even under the hood. Sometimes they'll tuck it on the side under the hood. Like there's places, look, wheel wells. Wheel wells are the most obvious place, you know?
Right.
But if you take it somewhere, they can actually like really look.
Yeah.
You know? But he shows these apps and he starts asking her, where were you last Tuesday? Where were you 2 weeks ago? Where he's asking her questions before he showed her the app to see if she was going to be truthful. Then he pulled the app out and showed her all this stuff. And she said, I answered truthfully. You know? Okay. So Sam starts talking about how she started living in two minds. So she had the mind over here where she's thinking, I'm going to die. He's probably going to rape and kill me, right? And then in the other side, she's like, I'm going to try to make him think I'm interested in what's happening here. So I can stay alive. Okay. So she starts asking questions about this structure that she's in. And he references the show You.
Oh, no.
And, there were glass. He basically told her, well, I could have done a glass room, but that was not logistically possible to do a glass room. He starts talking about when she first saw him at soccer in 2020, when he showed up after the restraining order. He talked about how hurt he felt that she looked at him like he was a monster.
Well.
Oh, I know, right?
Bro.
Glad I was right. She says in the documentary, I know he's a psychopath. And, which I don't, but we'll get to that. But she said, I knew he was a psychopath and I needed to talk to him. So I apologized. So she apologized to him for looking at him that way. He says, I've had something for you all this time.
Oh, gosh.
And he reaches into this like bin. He had some stuff in it. And it was a Red Wings jersey with her last name on it. He had bought it for her in 2013 when he like asked her out for her birthday to go to the Red Wings game. She thanked him and she said he started to seem vulnerable. So it was like a foot in the door. He talked about being scared of prison and realized he would likely go to prison if she got away. So she started brainstorming with him and promised not to go to police. And she emphasized her ability to keep secrets. As a social worker, she knows how to keep secrets. He says, you're going to get mad, but prepare yourself. He says, what would convince me is if you would sleep with me.
Oh, my God.
He left for a bit, right? Because he said he needed to think, and I think she was like floored.
Yeah.
He left for a bit and she searched the room for anything she could use to defend herself or free herself and couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
And she finally came to the realization if he promised to let her go, she thought, you know what? He'll probably keep that promise. He's got this weird fixation. he's got this weird right and wrong justice kind of thing going on. She goes, he might keep his promise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot.
So he came back and they shook hands on the deal. And she said, in a weird way, I trusted his integrity. I mean, this is a man who's been true blue in love with her for that long.
Right.
For some reason, she trusted that was the best way that she could survive. I'm going to spare some of the details.
Yeah, good call.
But they do end up having sex. He actually checked in with her at one point because she was shaking and crying. And he was like, are you okay? And he actually like warned her because he would masturbate like 12 times a day. So he had this weird sex thing. And I don't have any compassion for him in this moment. What I want to say though is within those weird Christian subculture things too, there's this weird, like, if you have sex with someone, you're with them forever. There's a lot of shame. So here's a man who, if she's 24, 25, he's like 32.
Oh my God.
You know, and maybe has never had sex before, and he's convinced himself this is his person.
Oh my gosh.
So it's just weird stuff, right? Okay. So he tells her after the act, after everything happened, you're the person I'm supposed to marry.
She's like, yeah, but you promised to let me go.
Exactly. She did. She reminded him of the deal. She held up her end. So he lets her out. They get into his car because basically what happened is they had done a car switch to somewhere in the middle in a parking lot. And so she gets in his car. She can see then it's a storage unit. She can actually see he didn't blindfold her. So she could see the numbers on the units and everything else. Her paddleboard was in the back seat of his car. She goes, that was his plan. He really was going to put her paddleboard out in Lake Michigan and make it look like she drowned.
Oh my gosh.
And keep her in this soundproof thing in this storage unit.
Oh my gosh.
And he had enough stuff. He had a little bathroom set up with a bucket, like the whole 9 yards. Dude's going to keep her there. So they go back to her car, which is in a parking lot. You can see this in CCTV footage.
That's crazy.
No, it's crazy. I know you're going to watch it today. It's really good. They get back to this parking lot and they hug. You can see in the CCTV footage, they hug. And she said the hug actually was like victorious for her because she knew like I had survived. So this is the wild part, Nat. Okay. She's so smart.
Nuts.
She's so much smarter than me. I just have to say this. Like, Sam, if you're listening to this, you're an incredible human being and smarter than I ever hoped to be. So she drives home, and remember, trackers.
Oh.
She had the wherewithal in that moment. I would have driven so fast. I would have driven through the front doors at the police station and been like, somebody shoot him. Like, I don't even, he's coming in hot, you know, like do something. So basically she drives home. She goes right into the bathroom and calls a neighbor. So not one of the friends that he knows of, calls a neighbor who's a friend, but not one of the people that he's identified, and says, I need to go to the hospital. I need you to come get me. But didn't tell her exactly what happened. Also told the friend, park in the neighbor's driveway. So come get me, park in the next door neighbor's driveway, because she won't have to run real far.
Yeah.
And she was worried that he was watching. So she runs from her house, gets in the neighbor's car, says, we got to go, 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 right? And they take the 15-minute drive to the hospital, and she fills the friend in. Can you imagine being that friend?
No, I'd be like, what?
Like, I'm going to fuck him up. Also, you should have told me to put my gun in the car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, put the pew-pew.
Lock and load. But she couldn't say.
Right.
And she doesn't know if he's listening either. That's the other thing.
Right.
Like,
she doesn't know.
We'll get into a security thing maybe at the very end where we can talk about all the ways people track our victims, but that's a thing. Okay, so she gets to the police station, 2:30 a.m. Officer Mike Matucci is on the case. He's very cool, and he has a daughter her age. So he knew when he talked to her, he said, I knew it happened. And because they're all, the cops are like, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Coming in hot, not sure if it's real. It doesn't sound real.
Right.
Saw her, knew it was real. Well, she knew all these details. He said it's the easiest interview he ever did in his career. She knew the numbers on the storage unit, everything else. And the detectives began investigating him. They had search warrants. They start looking at his phone. And then she goes back to be with this friend and assistant prosecutor to that person's home because he doesn't know that friend. And then she started calling friends and family to warn them, hey, you might be in danger. Like, this just happened to me, you know, and the cops are kind of on it. Her male friend, the one who stood up to him, teared up in the interview and said, I wish I'd done something. The friends all feel helpless.
Aww.
And they show body cam footage as the police go to the bunker. It's exactly as she described it.
Wow.
And you can see them. You can see body cam footage of them going into this unit, going into this little box, the whole 9 yards. So on October 10th, he had his arraignment because they finally, well, I guess I should say how they got him. So the cop one of the officers went driving and they did a grid based on his cell phone location. They got pretty close and they decided to go look for him. Well, one of the first officers to start driving noticed his car in an alleyway. Then they're trying to figure out, how do we go in? And he had told Sam, I'm not going to go to prison. I'll die by getting shot by a cop before I'll go to prison. I'm not going to go to prison.
Oh my gosh.
So he ends up heading to his car unexpectedly, just as the SWAT team was fixing to go in there. And they get him.
Good.
They get him. He got in his car. They got him. They arrest him. They take him in. He was charged with kidnapping, home invasion, torture, aggravated stalking, and 4 counts of criminal sexual contact in the first degree. He pled innocent, and she watched the arraignment at her friend's house. But at least he's contained.
Yep.
Right? The biggest issue was bail. Right? Because what happens if this dude gets out? He's going to go find her.
Right.
The judge agreed. Bail denied.
Good.
Right? He denied the trackers. They show all their interviews with him.
Wow.
Which is so, you and I love a good
I can't
criminal.
wait to watch it.
We love a good criminal interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
He denied the tracker initially, said she put it on her car.
Okay.
The cops got up underneath her car and they found it. Not only that, he was constantly changing and replacing the batteries. And people forget this about trackers.
Right.
You have to replace the batteries. So he was going to her place all the time to pull this thing out and change the batteries. They pull the cell phone data. He was always like 5 minutes behind her. And they get his phone. 10 plus years of videos and pictures.
How?
Of him. Of her. They got his phone. All the pictures
he was stalking
taken.
her even during the protection order?
Yeah, he was taking pictures and doing all the things.
Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah Motts, the commenter on her blog, they tied back to Chris. And they caught him on camera buying all of the stuff. Because when the protection order got shot down, the second protection order, he went in and asked. It was supposed to be confidential. Somebody told him that the protection order had been filed and didn't happen. She chose not to do a hearing because the hearing would have notified him that something was up. He found out anyway. So she filed that in July. In August and September, he was buying all of the stuff for the bunker.
Wow.
So, couple questions for you. I'm going to get into what happened with court, but why didn't he keep her or kill her? Why did he let her go?
Well, I haven't seen the thing, but if he had a weird sense for justice, right? Like if he said if he's someone who in a weird way keeps to his word, right, then that would make sense. I think there's it's like black and white thinking kind of, right? Like if I say I'm going to do this, I have to do it. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels very like I said like black and white. There's no gray for him.
She judged him right on that, I think. That if he said he wouldn't, he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that because one of the things that the cops did in the interview is one of the officers said, it's kind of like the show You.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I stopped watching it after like the second season.
Well, his head snapped up.
Huh.
No, they asked him.
Oh.
And Dad's like, no, I watched only
I'm like, yeah, I watched some of it.
No, in the interrogation.
Oh, okay.
They asked him, his head snaps up and he looks mad. That's when he realized Sam had told them everything. And he didn't think she would. He really didn't think she would.
So he was pissed that she didn't keep to hers.
That she didn't keep her secret. Mm-hmm. And he's clearly delusional, too.
Right.
I mean, that's the psychopathic part. You can be psychopathic and delusional. They're not necessarily like, they don't rule each other out.
Mm-hmm.
But there was enough emotional something happening in him that it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure that he's a psychopath, but he's a very sick human.
Mm-hmm.
The officer talks to his friends. And they're like, oh, he thought she was the one, all this stuff. And then they're talking to one of the friends. And the friend says, yeah, there have only been 2 women he's really loved. Sam and a woman where he used to work. So they said, well, who's that? And they get that information.
He stalked her too.
Yep. So he, in 2009, when he was in college, was working in a residential treatment facility, and he started to like a woman who was working there. They went to dinner, which was innocent enough, but then he invited her to go ice skating, and she said no. And then he started contacting her and escalating. And she told a professor who took it seriously and reported the situation.
Good.
Soon she saw him outside her house on foot and filed a civil protection order.
Yeah.
She documented every single time she saw him and called the police almost every time. She said every day I'd get up and say, is this the day I call the police or not? And she'd call the police, document everything. They got a new prosecutor at some point. One prosecutor wasn't taking it very seriously. They got a new one who asked her if she wanted to press charges, and she said yes.
Yeah, good.
And that's around the time, remember when we went to that training where we used to work on stalking, and they had changed the laws federally to make it a little bit easier to press charges, because it used to be very hard to get someone convicted of stalking. So he was convicted of stalking, which got pled down to harassment stalking, which we see all the time. And so the cops bring this up with him, and he goes, nonviolent.
Oh, whatever.
That's what he was saying, nonviolent.
He's violent with this one.
The victim in that case knew there would be more victims, right? The system, this is something Sam says, the system's not set up to protect and defend women. So it's interesting working with female offenders. There are ways in which women can manipulate and abuse the system.
Yeah.
But the system is not set up to protect women very well in these kind of situations. And you've had friends in tough spots. We have a shared friend who's been in a tough spot. Like, it is very hard for women to protect themselves. So the defense attorney tries to say he was too insane, right?
Oh, gosh.
He gets 3 or 4 evaluations, including a completely independent evaluation. And he starts having a narrative of, this was role play gone wrong. She wanted me to show up. She wanted me to take her.
Oh, gosh.
And this is what's so, Nat and I see this like a lot.
It's like severe mental health.
It's severe mental health, but we see this line of reasoning a lot. And I'm watching him and I'm like,
he believes it, probably.
I have talked to men though like this. Well, then he starts lying because he's saying she wanted me to take her, and then it just got more intense than she expected, and then she didn't like it. But this was like a consensual role play type situation. Okay. I hate this so much. It makes me so mad. He was found competent by every evaluator, even an independent one, not involved in the system.
I'm sure.
In one call with his mother, he said every day for the last 12 years he thought of her, and nothing she could have done. Mom, because mom was like, I'm sorry, I made you get your own place, like blah, 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 sad sack, whole thing. And he's like, nothing would have stopped me. Wow. He basically said that. So in November of 2023, 13 months after the kidnapping, they began discussing plea deals. And Sam wanted him to have to admit rape, like wanted a rape charge, a sexual assault charge. But the prosecutor advised her, if that goes to trial, number one, it's going to be awful for you. Number two, it's going to be very hard to get that to stick. That's the he said, she said part of those sexual encounters. And even with all the details, they found everything she said. The bee sheets, they found them at his place. The duct tape, the ball gag, all of it. And by the way, the bee sheets were because her middle name was Beatrice.
Oh, God.
And he thought that would be cute.
Dummy.
Right. But they find all of this is a lot of evidence right now.
Yeah,
like that's a ton of evidence, fingerprints, all the things. Well, it still probably wouldn't have been enough to get the criminal sexual contact. So they dropped that part of it and they get their judge assigned. Well, the judge is Judge Elsenheimer, the same one that denied the protection order. And she's like, oh, man. He's either
I messed this up.
Well, he's either going to really feel bad that he screwed up and I got hurt, or he's not going to want justice the way that I do. Right? He won't see it the right way. So they go to sentencing in February of 2024. He was charged with and pled guilty to kidnapping, torture, aggravated stalking. And then the prosecutor did such a wonderful job, but she basically made a case for the judge to sentence outside of the guidelines. So to give a longer sentence than is mandatory or recommended for this kind of an offense, which I haven't seen that a ton. So I thought that was kind of cool. So he obviously pled guilty, and then he had this 3-page statement. Well, Sam gave her statement, which was amazing, and they have it on camera. Then he chose not to share his 3-page statement, which actually meant a lot. I shouldn't say meant a lot, was a relief to the victim because she didn't want to hear what he had to say. 3 pages of his nonsense.
Right.
He just held on to it and apologized to the people that he hurt. The judge, you have to watch it. The judge basically said he can't be rehabilitated. And he goes, I wonder what a reasonable lifespan is for someone like you. And he starts, I know your face is so great right now.
He's judge who would not give the protection order.
Yep.
So he showed up.
He showed up. And he goes, you know what? 40 to 60 years, you'd be 82 years old at the earliest.
Right.
That feels reasonable. If you do live that long and you do by some weird chance get out, you will be on GPS for the rest of your life. Basically, he would die with a GPS monitor on his ankle. And she finally felt free. She finally felt free. So he is incarcerated. He will not be released likely during his lifetime. And if he is, they're going to know where he is at all moments.
Yep.
So
dang.
I know. So
good for her.
I know. So hearing this case, Nat, knowing that 1 in 3 women will be stalked, right? They had a statement that said that for some reason with the court, they didn't see the 6-year protection order when it first came across the judge's desk. So somehow, that's what they're saying anyway. Somehow they didn't see the history.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know if they did or not, or they're just trying to save face. I don't know, but the judge did the right thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, he did.
It just sucks that she had to go through that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked she lived, to be honest with you.
I am completely shocked.
I'm surprised
especially after he strangled her.
Yeah. No, and she was able to pretend to pass out. Good for her. Good job.
Here's the thing. A psychopath would never have let her live. That's the thing.
Right.
Really.
I don't think he wanted to kill her in that moment. I think he wanted to just make her pass out. But you and I both know there's a real fine line of death and whatever.
But I mean, even after they had sex, like a true blue psychopath.
Oh, yeah.
Who's thinking about only themselves.
Yeah, well, they would have killed her because one, they wouldn't have wanted to get caught.
That's my thing.
But it wasn't that he just wanted the thrill of it. He was obsessed with her.
He was obsessed with her.
So I agree with you. I don't think he was a psychopath. But
Mm-mm.
I mean, I think he probably had some psychopathy.
Oh, of course.
But I think there's bigger mental health issues going on. You and I worked with someone actually like this. Unfortunately, they passed away. But
yes,
there's to some degree, like, and again, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know the dude, but there's no getting through to these types of humans. There's they are not on the same planet when it comes to how they think. And so I'm glad he's put away forever.
Me too. Well, and it's interesting, Nat, when we've interviewed folks, and I would say, would you say I would say probably 20 to 40% of our folks are involved in some kind of stalking behaviors, whether that's one of their charges or not. Looking at phones, looking at messaging. Oh, yeah.
Like monitoring where they're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Needing to kind of know.
Well, and here's the crappy thing is like, and I'm not against this. Press and I don't do this because he doesn't have an updated phone for us to even try, but like the Live 360 or whatever, we don't have that. But it's like a sophisticated way to basically stalk your partner. Yes. And to make it sound right. Like sound good and caring.
Well, a lot of men say, I just want to know you're safe. Whatever. And listen, I'm not against that.
No.
Depends on the relationship.
Yeah.
But men can track, and we've been in trainings with FBI trainers who talk about what they do to phones. People put apps on phones that record everything you do all day on the phone. Air tags have been super problematic. And you need to know, if you're listening to this and you are, because women do this too. Can women stalk? Oh, women stalk all the time. If you put an air tag in your partner's car to see if they're hooking up with somebody else, if you suspect it, the cop doesn't care that you're right, that he went to Susan's house after work. It's still stalking.
Right.
Then stalking's a felony. So,
right.
I mean, it's just one of those things where I think our media has really normalized female stalking.
Yes.
Men, we still think it's pretty creepy, but female stalking's been a little like...
Well, I have a whole thing on females, on women getting away with things that men would never. We're going to get into that.
No, that's
I have a whole episode I'm working on.
Oh, I'm so glad you do.
Oh,
because that's a thing.
It's a real thing.
They tend to get sentenced harsher, but if they get that far.
Right, but what I'm saying though, like, shoot, I'm going to just share one example, and I've probably already shared it, but I'm going to get into this, especially with the media.
Yeah.
But there's a clip of Katy Perry grabbing Justin Bieber's butt when he's like 17. Yes. And she's well over.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I do think that women, their behavior gets excused.
Yeah.
And not seen as being as dangerous.
No. But it's just as creepy.
Yes.
It's awful.
When you said one time, and I'll never forget this, we were having lunch, and I was like, have you ever been stalked? And you said no. And I'm like, that you know of. Yeah. I know how to ruin your day this way with so many things. Not that we know of, probably, yes. Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
And we've had people get fixated on some of our interns, like younger.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Younger people we work with, you know, and stuff like that. Terrifying. So it can absolutely happen. What should people do, Nat, if they suspect they're being stalked?
I like what the first survivor did. Just call every time.
Every single time.
You call every time. Yep. You have it documented.
Yep.
And you make sure that you stay on top of it. It sucks because it's on you to do it. But, I will say Sam did everything she could. When he showed back up.
Yep.
I wish she would have done that, at least.
Yes.
Again, not on her. He's insane, yes. Right? But this is to prepare individuals that if this does happen, like, you just need to document everything, every single thing.
You're not making it too big of a deal.
No.
Also, check your phone. If you're going through a divorce.
Yes.
Check your phone take it in, have somebody look at it.
Yes.
Turn your location services off. It doesn't matter that your girlfriends don't know where you are on your Snapchat ones. Like, it's fine. Just be done.
Right.
But it's really, really important if you suspect, or even if you don't, that you limit the amount of information that's coming in. You know?
Yep.
Or broadcasting out, I suppose. We don't want people to know where we are all the time.
No.
They don't need to know.
No.
You know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
And in a healthy relationship, I also just want to put this out there. I've been with my husband for 20 years. He always jokes, he's like, my money's on you, which is hilarious. Yes, if I'm like 2 hours late getting home from work, he's a little nervous. He'll check in with me. But like, he's not tracking me down. Can you imagine?
No, I know.
Same with Press. Press knows you have a big, busy life.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. We got stuff going on.
Yeah.
If somebody's using protection as a way to control you, you got to really keep an eye on that.
Yeah, exactly.
But this Christian philosophy of, I know better than you. I know that you're supposed to be my partner, even though God hasn't told you that. And then you wrap in all the sex pieces. Like, it's just weird.
It's weird. Well, it's power and control.
And if you have a psyche that isn't great to begin with, I can see how those messages would land weird.
Yeah.
I really could.
Yeah.
And I remember all of it. I'm really thankful you weren't raised with that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
And I'm thankful my parents weren't all over it. I got exposed to it mostly at school.
Yeah.
But my parents weren't all in the front row of this crap.
Yeah,
but I was exposed to it.
Yeah. Well, you went to a Christian high school, so that would make sense.
And it affected a lot of healthy and unhealthy people alike. But the empathy that I can have for this man, what he did is horrendous. He should not people. He would have done this his entire life with women until he killed one. That's just the truth.
Yep.
And he probably would have killed the next one.
Yep, because he escalated.
So he needed to get put away. But I do have a tiny bit of empathy for a vulnerable psyche.
Yeah.
Running into that kind of doctrine.
Yeah.
And then not feeling like he could date or be successful socially.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He needed help.
That's about as much as we have for him.
Oh, that's all we can give him. I mean,
you know,
enjoy your time, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you get out, you're going to die with an ankle monitor on. So like, geez, you know? And when I saw the anger go through him when he realized that she told him about the show.
That's shivering.
He would have killed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she played it perfectly.
Yeah.
It just sucks that in the court system, because she agreed to do that, it made the case harder to prove.
Yeah.
The rape part of it.
Right.
Which is just ridiculous.
I know. It goes back to the consentee.
Consentee.
Go watch the video, guys.
It always comes back to consentee.
Well, that's a good case, my friend.
Good case. You gotta watch it tonight.
I'm going to. I'm gonna put Grace down and I'm gonna go watch it. And as always,
bye, forensic friends. I'm Janine.
And I'm Nat.
And as always, thanks for listening, and join us next week for more crime, psychology, and heart.